Folks, how we doing? Now, I have to admit, I had to make the title not so obvious for obvious reasons. Any of you guys that's been with me for a while, y'all know how the name you see on the screen right now going across that building, y'all know how they treat me. I know you know how they treat me. So I had a lot of this stuff here. Matter of fact, let me turn the screen on. Now, I'm going to play some of my own stuff. It's in my archive. Now, I'm not going to play a lot of it or all of it, because there's too many. All this stuff that you see right here, this was on my, with the highlighted word in yellow, these were on my main channel, and of course, you know, they're all gone, and you can see the titles. Fauci, Governor Abbott signing the order when he made the ban. Texas border, healthcare workers, nurses are resigning, CDC admits, you know, you get the idea. You get the idea. Now, pumping up numbers, evidence building, you see. Anyway, and this was that Darrell McDaniels, that rap that he made for that. Man, get out of here. And I loved, I came up on DMC, Run DMC, but I guess another song that they didn't create ought to come into mind. What people do for money. I'm quite sure they gave him something. I hope he didn't do it for free. But and Tracy Edwards, you know, she had to do her little buck dance with Cuomo at the end of it and whatnot. She, you know, but I'm not surprised. But I took a video that I had made and I chopped it up because, okay, let me get a little bit out of the way. I'm a military guy. Like I said, some of the new guys, y'all probably figured out by some of the posts I made, but there's a lot of videos that I had that are gone now from here that I'm not going to put back up, you know, and some of y'all done seen pictures of me in uniform here. But anyway, I'm tactical in thought on a lot of things. And I gave my thought process of how I would think this thing would work, and the reason of why it was created, my opinion, or what I think, or how I would roll with it. Because I want to go after the U.S. I know there's no chance. I got no chance in hell of defeating them militarily. I don't have the tonnage. You know, I don't have my civilian population that's armed to the teeth. You know, so they pretty much can't do, if they do come on land and they start overrunning my forces, the people ain't going to do nothing but run or throw their hands up. Where in the United States, well, that's going to be a little different because certain states is armed to the T. Certain states has been deballed and de-armed. Think New York State, think California, think the entire West Coast. But we know the usual suspects. So what if I make something, but I gotta make my people sick first, and I'll make my people sick, and then I'll make a product that'll make them unsick. Then that will give me the starting point where I can now make my adversaries sick and see if my same thing that I created that make my people unsick don't work on them. Don't work on the Negroid and the Caucasoid. It only works on the Mongoloid. Now we know there are some people that are a mix of blood, but from the Mongoloid part, the overwhelming majority of people in Mongoloidistan, I'm talking like this on purpose, they're not mixed with the Negroid and the Caucasoid. And the ones that are, you're talking, oh man, minute numbers. More of those numbers, where it's a little bigger, comes over on this side of the pond. And they don't care about them. They don't care about the ones over there. Let's be for real. The premier, the hierarchy over there, you are all tools and pawns. I mean, we all know that. But you are too. Yeah, okay, whatever. Look, there's always going to be dissenters, and that's fine. Let them dissent. Just dissent over there. So I do that, and then so I get enough, so then you notice ain't nobody getting ill but your folks and not mine. And then I go, I have the antidote. It doesn't make my people sick, and only 3 out of 100 of mine that it makes sick, but it makes all of yours sick. I'll live with that 3% of mine to perish. And I want $1 million. I'm doing the Dr. Evil, holding my pinky up to my face, my mouth. $1 million per head. Nah, I'm just joking on that part. Let me play y'all a little bit and show you some video that I made. You get to see the date. And then, Nick, what is this all about? Ride with me. Ride with me. Now hold on. Let me get it. News story. Judge ordered department. I stole Sly's video to validate my theorem. Okay. Now let's look at the properties. Oop, it popped on the other screen. Let me drag it over. I created this on July the 15th of 2021, 7:48 p.m. Okay. Okay. You see what I put? Validate my theorem on the weaponization of, the Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is for the children. Okay. Now, so let's play. Let me see if I can get it to play. Well, I know I can get it to play. Okay, let me resize. Matter of fact, let me remove myself and let me go ahead and resize. I always say the beauty of OBS, right? Dum da dum da dum dum da dum dum da dum dum dum. Now I'm gonna pause it so I can find, so you ain't got to go through the whole 12 minutes. I think I got the whole video up on my Rumble BitChute, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, hold on. Let me. I'm gonna pause it right fast. So, well, shoot, I ought to be able to drag. See, I tell Slim, God dang it. But anyway, we gonna steal Sly stuff. And ain't nothing he can do about it. Tell him, call YouTube. Send a message to YouTube. Flag it then. I dare you. My truth teller.
Breaking news, this shocking bombshell from Reuters. China's military has been harvesting and collecting DNA from millions of pregnant women in more than 4 dozen countries around the world.
Now, if your brain is working properly, you ought to understand the why of that. But Nick, we already Don't pay the sheriff no attention. He need to go. It was past his bedtime. He need to go to bed. Pay attention. Feed your head. Feed your head. Yeah, we laugh and joke, but we like putting out, good stuff, knowledgeable stuff.
Darrell Issa, sir, this sounds like a big national security risk. What do you say?
Well, China is a big national security risk, and every product they make has the same capability. If you've got a Wi-Fi or a router or a telephone system made in China, you have to assume that they are harvesting whatever data they want.
We were doing that with Bell Laboratories routers. We were doing it with analog routers.
We sure
It's
were.
easier with digital. It's a little harder with analog routers.
This is true.
But we used to do it. It's kind of, think of the phone tap on the old school type phone. When you were talking on the phone, if you still got a landline in your house.
Past this, y'all should understand that part.
Also dominance in pharmaceuticals. Now, Congressman, China, the Reuters is reporting that China, the BGI group is saying, yeah, we are taking this data for our national security and China's defense, and to improve, it's about improving, quote, population quality. What's that about?
Well, it's the scariest possible thing is that improving
population quality. What population quality is population control. Quality is quality for me. So I can eliminate the genome types that I don't want, and I can protect the genome types that I do want. That's what that means.
Population quality would eliminate somebody from that wouldn't be considered of quality. And when you look at what happened with...
You think he's been reading my footnotes?
COVID-19, and you look at the question of what if the next virus targets specific genetic traits that are found in one country or one people and not another. It is...
Did you hear? Listen again. Now, this is today. Listen again.
And you see where I said this is today. Y'all saw the date. That's July 2021. I'm telling you, your boy been well ahead of the curve. And everybody, you a tinfoil hat, that's all good and fine. But guess what? I know what I know.
Pay attention.
People and not another.
A little more.
In one country or one people and not another. It is a thing of science, targets specific. And you look at the question of what if the next virus targets specific genetic traits that are found in one country or one people and not another. It is a thing of science fiction, but it's also the thing of science fact. And that's what we're dealing with China, is that nothing is out of the possibility, at least for them to explore on their path to world dominance. Any country that'll build their own islands to take over an ocean has big plans, and their plans have no limit. And this is just another example. But again, Liz,
that's
got to look
point.
at their history of data collection. It is not without a purpose. It always has a purpose.
Now, keep your head on that.
Okay.
This guy ought to look familiar to you.
He looks
Some bitch need
familiar.
a haircut and a shave, but
He do need a shave and a haircut, though.
besides that, and look at the date.
January 23rd, 2020 is when this video is gone. This video is long gone. Massive Dynamic made sure that thing is gone. So I'm not going to play it. But I'm saying pretty much what he just said. You know, and I ain't gonna
January.
get along.
Warfare. I know I can't, and I know MAD is a real thing, mutually assured destruction. I want to get rid of you. I know I cannot defeat you in chemical and conventional warfare. I know I can't, and I know MAD is a real thing, mutually assured destruction, because I love and hate at the same time when people get to talking about war and nuclear arsenals and all kind of other stuff, and you have no firsthand knowledge of anything else besides what you got from Salon or someone at MSNBC or something like that. That's the closest you've ever came to actually having any contact with anything real world dealing with battlefield and geopolitical and geo battle tactics and doctrine. So let's skip that. I'm the leader, and
If y'all see a skip, that's because I done recorded it, and that before I uploaded it, I will slice out a word, or maybe I'll just put the beep thing. I'll because there ain't no cursing in here, so when you hear the beep, I'm just beeping out a word that we know that the bot is listening for. Okay.
I run a country that I really don't give a shit about my people. They work in sweatshops. I got them in smog-filled cities. Well, the smog has gotten better. Right.
Oh, Mr. Taylor, I see you still poke sleight of hand jokes at Hu Jintao. You a funny man. You a really, really funny man. You should be a comedian. I keep telling that we still extend an invitation for you to come to Beijing. You do show for Hu Jintao. Kiss your family goodbye. No, sorry. Again, I'll pass. Thank you. Y'all can take Sly. Yeah, take Sly. You ain't gonna get truth. Take Sly. He's a good fit.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to have to make a bioweapon, which is nothing new, but I got to test it. See, I got to test it. I got to make sure that it works, to make sure that it's transferable, and to make sure my antivirus works. I need to get it honed down to where it doesn't affect the strain doesn't affect my people. My people are impervious to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Spanish influenza. Remember that? Then the Black Plague, the Black Plague of the Dark Age. Well, actually, it was the Middle Ages and coming towards the Age of Enlightenment. But anyway, most people are put it with the Dark Ages, but that's fine. I wasn't there, so I'm not going to argue it. So you have this thing, and then you have also what was that? I can't remember the.
I was having a brain cramp, smallpox, and bubonic plague. Carrie and everybody else got my head and my ass wired together for me.
The virus that was that sickened the what?
I don't even remember what the thumbnail was. God dang it. Because they like say it's gone. I don't know what I don't know what it was.
What was it? Polio? No, it wasn't. I'm having a brain cramp that it made the Native Americans sick, but it didn't. It came over with the Europeans. I know what it is. I'm just having a brain cramp right now. My brain is running all over the place.
That's why I pinned it.
But it didn't bother them.
It popped in my head when it was done.
And because I know it was shots we had to get before we went to the Middle East and before we went, not to before certain troops went to Africa and all kind of back to the United States. So I'm looking at it from a bio warfare part. Let's see if I can create a strain that will make people ill, deathly ill, and I need to make an antivirus that works on my people, on mongoloids, but it's not so effective or doesn't work at all on negroids and caucasoids.
But again, Liz,
Yeah, that's
you've
an
got to
important
look
point.
at their history of data collection. It is not without a purpose. It always has a purpose. Fiction, but it's also the thing of science fact. And that's what we're dealing with China. 19, and you look at the question of what if the next virus targets specific genetic traits that are found in one country or one people and not another. It is a thing of science fiction, but it's also the thing of science fact.
Class dismissed. That was after I made 2 years after? Year after, something like that, when I done this. Now I even got another booster. Now watch this. This is from today. Well, it says 5 minutes ago, but it was more like 2 hours. I just paused it when I saw it so I can come back to it later. I didn't skip past to the part that I want, but y'all can see what it is. It's Newsmax channel. RFK Jr. Chinese are developing ethnic bioweapons. You think these people been watching my stuff? Let's go. Let's go, Greta. I remember her from Fox News.
Do you worry about this? I mean, what we've just talked about is there's a hardware war. I mean, we sell weapons all over the world, and I realize everyone's sort of building up, different countries building up. But what I worry about is a WMD like a virus, like a gain of function, something. Do you worry about that? Because I see that as sort of the next big fight, because those viruses don't see any borders, and they're relatively cheap to do this gain of function. I mean, it's just so that.
I don't know what she consider relatively cheap, because bio work is expensive. It's expensive anyway.
That's what I worry about more than the big hardware.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we know that the Chinese are developing ethnic bioweapons that are designed to attack people of certain racial types. And we're doing the same thing. We've been collecting Chinese racial types. And we're doing the same thing. We've been that are designed to attack people of certain racial types. And we're doing the same thing. We've been collecting Chinese DNA. We've been collecting Russian DNA specifically for that. This arms race.
Don't fall for the okie doke, folks. Russian DNA there's no such thing as, there is a such thing as Russian DNA. But when you get down to the chrome, it's not going to be much different from his. I don't know how to. I'll let it pass. Matter of fact, scratch. Let's go.
Is a catastrophe. In 1969, we had developed by then nuclear equivalency with bioweapons, so we could eliminate the same numbers of people with bioweapons at, I think, 29 cents a death. They calculated, the Defense Department and the CIA calculated at that time. And President Nixon did the most extraordinary thing. He went to Fort Detrick and he said, we are unilaterally ending the bioweapons arms race.
Fort Detrick, that's the same place where that the lab there has been accurately mimicked by a lab over in China, and the name of the lab is the same name of the thing that was unleashed on the world here 3 years ago. I'm not going to say it. Y'all know what it is. It starts with a W and ends with an N and has the letter H in the middle. So
We are giving up all of our bioweapons. We're going to destroy them. We're going to disable the capacity at Fort Detrick, and we're not going to make them anymore. And 3 years later, almost all the nations on the earth signed a charter stopping bioweapons production. And the problem was the CIA continued to do secret bioweapons production in our country. The Russians.
everybody continued to do it, sir. Everybody continued to do it. But I know why he's saying what he has to say what he's saying, because he's running for the presidency of the United States. So he has to say it. No one stopped. Actually, everybody cranked it up a bit, and they got more efficient at it than what they are now, what they were then. They're way more efficient now than they were then.
Found out about that and rejigged their program. And then after 2001, we passed the Patriot Act, which reopened the arms race, which basically canceled out Nixon's 1979 agreement treaty and launched a new bioweapons arms race, and everybody else in the world is doing it. And the impacts, as you point out, Greta, are horrific. We need to stop it. We need to go to all those nations, and we need to say to them, let's get rid of all the bioweapons. I give you one other issue that is really frightening to me, is AI.
The Germans are very good at it, always were very good at it. He's going to talk about AI right here.
That is really frightening to me is AI. Elon Musk said AI, first it's going to take our jobs, then it's going to kill us. We cannot allow the uncontrolled development of AI around the world. We need to be negotiating with Russia, with the Chinese, with the Iranians. We need to stop the wars.
You cannot negotiate with Iran. You can't. You be better off. You be better off yelling at a thundercloud to stop, not to make any more noise. You'd have a better chance of doing that, sir.
Stop the saber rattling and negotiate directly with them to figure out how we are going to have treaties in place that control this out of control AI development that is an existential threat to all of us.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to say to you before I say goodbye, I want you to come back and talk about AI, because I'm working on many more things related to AI in terms of covering as news. So I know you have a foreign policy speech tonight, so good luck with that. But I do want you to commit to coming back to talking about AI.
Absolutely, anytime, Greta.
Anyway, thank you, sir. 2024 Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Thank you, sir.
Class dismissed.